in America, what happens a lot here, and I'm sure it happens other places, is the top salesperson gets promoted to lead the salespeople. Is that ever the wrong move? Because they may be terrible at leading people, and they were really great at sales, and you took them away from that.
Most salespeople are lousy sales leaders. Most great salespeople are lousy sales leaders. It's just the fact. And it's the Peter principle. We promote people to the next level of incompetency. Let me give you an example. Magic Johnson, who I've had a chance to have at our events and on our show and the podcast and everything else. He's fantastic. And one of the great human beings. And by the way, a phenomenal businessman. And Magic Johnson couldn't coach. Magic Johnson's career with the Lakers lasted 13 games, I believe. Because he couldn't tell somebody, go down the court, look left, look right, throw it between your legs to the guy coming behind you. He couldn't teach somebody like that. Michael Jordan, he's an executive, but he's not a coach. He can't teach people to do what he did. In fact, you'll find the great ones usually can't. So it's really about finding someone who's, if you're looking for a sales leader. Now, if they don't have some kind of sales in their background, they won't be respected by the team because salespeople are just more red meat eating, and you can't have a vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? You got to have someone who's come from sales. But what you're really looking for is real leadership skills, tremendous emotional intelligence, tremendous. They can't just be, you said you were going to do these numbers, you didn't do your numbers, you're an idiot. And especially now, in the world we live in today, and how to motivate people, it has changed a little bit. And so for me, they have to be someone who can help somebody set goals, help somebody hold them accountable to their goals, the organization's goals, and then help them in the area of the skills they need to develop and hold their feet to the fire in an encouraging but firm way, and then also be willing to make the tough decision. And for me, when I have someone who's worked for me, and I've employed over 4,000 people in my career, but the most gracious thing I've done on many occasions is let somebody go. Because someone who's a square peg in a round hole is miserable. Every day of their life, they're miserable. Every day they come to work. Now, they might be coming to work because they have to have a job and they have to make the money. But, in today's world, I let people go sometimes when the employment market wasn't so hot. And that's a tough thing to do. But having someone who's doing something they're not designed to do is not courtesy or grace. In this market, two things. One, there's a ton of work out there for people. We have 11 million open jobs. And number two, you need to come from that place to be able to recruit people. I mean, in the last 5 years, Buffini Company's won an award for the best place to work in San Diego. So we have no problem bringing people in and recruiting them. The staff love our company. They love working there. We treat people well. We pay them well. But I'll tell you this, in the last 12 months, we've had to work harder at retaining our staff than we've ever had to work. We've lost some people. Because people are coming along and they've I see you have this here and there, and you only have to work 4 days a week to work for our company. And this, so let me say this: I think in leading a company today and leading a team today, you better make sure that you get a person who's kind of designed for that role. And just because they're a great salesperson doesn't make them a great sales leader. It's rare. Some can do it. I've done it. I'll tell you, it was hard for me because. A lot of times I'll do the old Darth Vader leadership. I'll do it myself, right? I'll do it myself. And I had to really work myself out of that. And as the Buffini Company became a big organization, I mean, you kill yourself trying to do that. So I think systemization, structure, when you appoint people into roles of leadership, they got to have some emotional intelligence. They got to have some juice in that regard.